Everybody, it's it's Tuesday if you see our faces, right? I love it. So welcome. We have a full show, and I'm so excited because we have Patty York, who owns Jim's Florist. She's here. We're going to talk about how we can use vintage containers and different household items within arrangements that will add to that special occasion, and they have something to keep after the flowers go away. But beforehand, you just got back from vacation, didn't you?
I did. It was
Where
lovely.
did you go?
We went to Florida.
Florida.
With family, and we went to Universal Studios.
And I know you went to Harry Potter because
of course I went
you
to
have
Harry
to,
Potter. I went to all three of them actually.
Yeah.
Because the last time I went was probably like 15 years ago now. And
was both sides open?
Just the first park was open.
Just the first park
and
was
it was
open?
like a couple weeks from them opening the second. The only thing we didn't get to do was the train that takes you from one to the other was down for maintenance. So I
did that
to walk to the other one. But yes,
it's actually not far.
We did all of the parks. We did Universal Studios, like the Hollywood one. Islands of Adventure, I think, is like the
and you did that
big
new one.
And the new one, Epic, is my favorite.
Yeah, isn't it like celestial?
It's beautiful.
Isn't
Like the whole park is pretty. The architecture. You know what it reminded me of?
What?
It dawned on me. We were walking around at night. It reminded me of the way Belle Isle used to look.
Oh, really?
Because it has at least kind of like, it's like copper patinaed green domes and like kind of a little bit of Art Nouveau, little Belle Epoque, turn of the century, and lots of like stars and stuff. And like it still looks like the way the aquarium and the conservatory there look with like the gardens and stuff. So like all the buildings and the architecture looked really.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you get any rest
at night? I did. I mean, we slept in a couple days.
Good.
The first few days it was get up and like we had early entrance because we did like a hotel package and all that stuff. The family planned it. I was just along for the ride. But we'd run in and go do one of the rides first thing in the morning, get it out of the way. We never really waited that long for anything else.
Oh,
and then the rest of it was kind of just like deciding what we wanted to do more of. And
what was your favorite part?
The new Harry Potter installation in the new park.
Yeah.
Because it's like the streets of Paris.
Oh,
because they did it off like the Fantastic Beasts movies, and it's like Paris when Moulin Rouge was a thing.
Oh, cool. So old school almost.
Yeah, very pretty, very nice at night. They have like a real fine dining restaurant there. So I was taking pictures of everything crazy.
That's awesome. So you got back, and then you're right back on the show. I mean, she just literally got back yesterday. And I need a
vacation for my vacation.
It's going to be exciting because as we go through the show, you're going to hear about all of the stuff we're going to be talking about next week when we're at Autorama. Can you believe it? Already here.
Fast. I feel like we've been talking about it for months, but then you were like, okay, Saturday, here's the time. And I'm like, it's Saturday already?
All of a sudden, it's already.
Yeah.
So, I am leaving for Las Vegas on next Friday, and we're meeting with some people with that has to do with Life Behind Lashes and stuff. So I'm excited about that, as well as we get to see my mom and pick up some of the product that we closed our store in Las Vegas, and so we're going to be bringing some of that back. So there'll be new products here. So I'm excited about that, and you'll be able to see. I'll do some lives from there as well. You were all over your phone. I saw it.
Oh yeah, had to be.
So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to invite Patty York to come over and sit down. So Nikki's going to get up and move over here and hand me her mic real quick. So come on over, Patty. Can you hold my phone, please? Thank you. So I'm going to clip this on right here. So this is how we do it, you guys. Okay.
Yeah, good.
How's that sound?
Beautiful.
All right, perfect. Patty, thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure.
I'm so excited. So, for those of you who watch all the time, I've known Patty for
more decades than we care to admit to. Just put it that way.
I was 19. Yes.
I was 19. It was a lot.
I was 19, and I'm not, and I'm only 24 now. So it wasn't that. I just look bad for my age, right? No. I'd rather look like a crappy 24-year-old than what I am. No, I'm kidding.
No, you would.
I know, I probably would.
You're good.
So Patty and I have history when it comes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. You want me to tell the story about how you came to work for me?
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but
first,
Patty York, formerly Patty Seeger, who owns Seeger's Florist in Warren on Hoover. A lot of the viewers that we have probably remember Seeger's Florist on Hoover in Warren. There was one in Taylor too. That was your ex-husband's, right? But I started working there when I was 19, and I'm gonna let her explain how that
Yeah.
went.
So Jason was friends with one of the fellows that worked for me at the time. So he had been in the shop kind of watching and observing. And he comes up to me, and this was right before Valentine's Day, wasn't it? And he said, you know, I could help you with this. I know how to do all of this stuff. I'm very experienced, you know.
Yeah, I did.
He had just moved from California.
I did. I just got
and
here.
I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, if he's experienced, because I don't have time to train people. I said, well, okay, you could do this job here. Just put the greens in, just make it look like a plant. Well, you know how to do this. It's so simple.
And I'm like, yes, of course I
yeah,
do.
no problem. So he went to work, and I walked by a couple minutes later. Well, he's doing pretty well. This is good. Before you know it, he's my regular employee, you know, a designer doing all these fabulous designs. We were working late, working on some funeral pieces. And he looks at me, and he's making this fabulous high style with bird of paradise. And I said, that's really interesting the way you did that design, Jason. Is that how they were doing it in California? Because I haven't seen that. That's really unique. I love it. And he puts his knife down, and he goes, I have a confession to make. And I said, what? And he goes, I've never done this before in my life. I said, what? You know, but by then, who cared, you know? And years later, I was teaching floral design classes, and I would tell my students that story and say, now, I'm not saying you should lie, but it worked for him because,
well, if you can do it,
if you can actually do it, he had that much confidence that he could do what we were doing, and he just did it. And
I needed money. I needed to work. I was 19, and I was here in Michigan, and my whole family was in California.
Right.
And so I said, I can do this.
But he just pulled it off like, oh yeah, of course I can do this.
You're very good at the fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
I mean, even with our displays here that people ooh and ah over and go, oh my God, who does this setups here? And you know, they're primarily him. And luckily we have a similar design style. So like
it all works.
He's gotten to say like, just go redecorate that area. But you know, it just
that
grab
that attitude of his saved the day a bunch of times in the florist world. Because it was the other time when we had to go to this mall and do this big floral display for a fashion show. And they said there's going to be a Puabic pottery vase there. It's rather large, but and we thought, okay, rather large, you know. We get there, this vase is like what?
As tall as me.
It was like 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's humongous.
You have more history with Puabic than you.
No, I know, right? It was at Somerset Mall, and so we get up on stage, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what? And we had brought curly willow.
There was a big branch of curly willow. He just walked up there. There was a step stool nearby. He just shoved it in there, started, no hesitation. And it just came out fantastic.
Big monstera leaves and everything. I mean,
it's like, you just have to have that confidence.
But you know what
we do here takes a day of reset, and he does it in
just
hours.
breeze through it.
But I have to tell you, a lot of my design ability comes from you.
Oh, well.
Because, you know, that was the first time. I mean, I've always drawn. I've always been artistic. My father was extrently artistic.
So you already have that balance.
Yeah. And I mean, he sculpted hair and did all that type of stuff. But a lot of my lining and my stylites came from your ability.
Right. Well,
you know what I mean? So you're an AIFD, which means you've got the highest there is.
It's like a PhD in floral.
It is. How long have you?
Know there were that many levels. I think that's great.
There is.
Well, yeah, you have to go through this whole procedure of turning in a portfolio of your work, and then you have to go.
You did that.
And you have to go and do a live design thing with judges walking around watching, and it's all kind of planned ahead of time. You know what you're going to do. But I got there. I messed up the days. I thought the designing portion was happening a day later, you know. So I brought all my flowers with me. They were in the bathtub in the hotel room. I got up the next morning, went down, had breakfast in the restaurant, and I'm looking around. I think, well, I wonder why there's nobody else here. So I finally went down to where the auditorium was, and there's all these people standing around the door, looking all nervous. And I walked up to somebody. I go, what's going on? They said, well, you know, the designing's about to start. I said, my plane was late. I just got here.
But you were nice and fed.
Came out, you know, and I lied just like you.
Yes.
And they, oh my gosh,
but you won. You got it.
They came and rushed up there and helped me, brought all the flowers down. Now, these people had been prepping all the night before. They had their area all set up. They had their stuff already set up, and what I had nothing. Yeah, and everything ready. Mine was all still in boxes. I'm winging it, you know. And one of the arrangements we were just talking about monstera leaves. That was part of the design, was this big leaf sticking out at the bottom of this kind of Japanesey looking arrangement. Well, it had cracked and broken during the flight, because I had to fly there. It was in St. Louis. And what am I going to do with this? Well, I have to take a bathroom break. So he had to, leave the room. And I come back, and in the hotel lobby
was a monstera
a
plant.
monstera plant
Just
with the leaf that I needed, just
sneak one
looking right.
off.
And I walked
Uh-huh.
past it without a moment's hesitation. I was channeling Jason here. I walked by, still had my knife in my hand. I just whoosh, just came in, put it in.
See, I love to use
I
nature.
took that from you.
Yes, because I would walk
Just
out
do
if
it.
I needed something and I saw a tree that had something. I would just walk out and take it. It's all natural.
Yeah, just cut it off.
So you've been a floral designer all your life for the most part.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had Seegers all through the 80s and 90s.
Right.
You left Seegers closed.
Yeah.
And then you worked
I was like what they call freelance.
for
Actually,
a while.
A friend of mine in the business had a more crude name for it. He said, "You're just a floral."
A floral whore. Oh my goodness.
Because I would do
I've been
whatever it
called that a
was.
few times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's not
hashtag
chocolate.
that.
I know, right? Hashtag that down.
That's a good one.
Floral
But I
whore.
worked at
Yeah.
every shop in town, just about. Whoever, you get work to do. Okay, I'll do it.
And it's so
yeah.
funny because our paths just kept crossing.
Yeah. There he was.
Over and
Yeah,
over
yeah.
again.
You're like a bad penny.
So I
Can't
know,
get rid of
right? So Jim's Florist.
Yeah.
That's you currently own Jim Florist.
Another strange
with-
coincidence. My partner's name is Suzanne Jones.
Suzanne
so the
Jones.
corporate name is Jones and York Incorporated, which sounds kind of cool.
Sounds
like
law
Jones,
firm.
New York.
Yeah,
It does sound like a law firm.
Jones
I
and
love
York
it.
Incorporated, doing business as Jim's Florist because Jim was a great guy and we didn't want to lose the
Mhm.
name.
No,
so
yeah.
We've been there 11 years now.
And you've owned that for 11
Yeah,
years there.
yeah.
But
I
Jim's
was just
Florist has
kinda
been there
work-
for like 30,
Jim was in
40
business
years,
for
50
almost
years
55 years, something
before
like
he
that.
passed away.
And then he became ill, and I
Mhm.
called Sue, who I knew vaguely, to come and help me
Mhm.
keep his shop open while he was in and out of the hospital.
Right.
I said, "You'll love it here. It's creative." She had no background,
Mhm.
but she's great with, like you said, displays
Right.
and different things like that. So we just got along really great. We had the same ideas and stuff. And then when he passed away, we just went to the landlord next door and said, "What do you say?" We worked a deal out, and we ended up owning the shop.
So I got to
So
tell
it
you,
was really cool.
one of the things that I find extremely encouraging and something that our viewers in general should know is you bought Jim's Florist when you were already over 60, right?
Yeah, I was 60.
You were 60 when you
Mhm.
bought it.
Thanks for giving my age away, by the way.
Well, I'm not because you
So
well
it was 2 weeks
the
ago.
reason I asked that is because it had to have been because I tell people you're never too young, you're never too old, you're never
Right,
too old.
right.
And I think that it's important for people to understand that you can buy and start a business
Sure.
and do stuff. And you I mean,
I wasn't afraid to do it.
No,
that's for
I
sure.
know,
You
but-
know what I mean? It was just like, yeah, what else am I going to do? Work for
Right.
somebody
Picking
else
up a new
forever?
career though still seems like
It's-
I feel like
or
what
just
am
a
I
new
gonna do with,
business,
the next
owning the
40
new
years of my
business.
life?
Right. Yeah.
because this is your career.
Right, but it was small and it's
Mhm.
small enough to handle and simple enough
Right.
to be able to do. So there's been a lot of changes in the floral
Mhm.
world, even just in that short amount of time. But
Right.
hey,
I think it's a great thing because people always talk about, oh, I can't start a business.
yeah,
I'm already 50. I'm 55. I started Time Warp when I was 40.
right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, this is what I had said to Sue. I said, if we don't do this, we're going to drive by here in 6 months and somebody else will have taken over this
Yeah.
space. And then
Right.
we'll be kicking ourselves. Like, why not? What do we
See,
have
I
to
love
lose?
that.
Let's do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Because I'm going to be whatever age I am now, no matter what I do. So I might,
that's a good way to look at it.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Might as well do
Mhm.
something.
It's
Yeah.
funny because somebody
Take
told me
chance.
once, we watched on the news that a lady had got her doctorate at 80. And they're like, why would you do that? Well,
Why
you're going
not?
to be 80 anyways.
That's right.
You might as well have a
might as well
doctorate
have
with you
some
when you're
sort
80.
of accomplishment. Yeah.
So I just think that's interesting and can be encouraging for people if they, start your dream because, you might as well. And I know you love it.
Yeah, I do. I love
Yeah.
being at my store. It's like I get up every morning. Oh, I got to get in early, open up, and vacuum the floor and get everything
Right.
ready. And it's
told
my
him
home
this
away from
morning,
home.
I missed I wasn't on vacation thinking, gee, I wish I was at work, but like
She did say that
I did miss work. Like
When
I
she
love
came out.
like I saw
Mhm.
him do the new Easter displays and it's like I love being here to set things up and we
Yeah.
get new interesting product in all the time. Steve finds the coolest stuff and
Mm.
can't
He
wait to
does.
show us what he found and we're
Yeah.
all oohing and eyeing over it's
It's like a
never
treasure hunt
the
every
same
week
thing.
around
Right?
here.
I
This
know.
place
never
is
the same thing
amazing.
every day and we can always change with the seasons and do
Yeah.
our,
Mhm.
displays and stuff. Like it's enjoyable when you love what you do.
Yeah, it totally is. Well, that's the old saying. They say if you love what you do, you're never really working.
Right.
You're just
So
having
you
fun.
mentioned that the floral industry has changed over time, and we all know that it has, because when I first started with Seegers back in 89, 90, that the holidays were pretty much consumed with being at work.
Oh yeah. Holidays were a big
we
thing.
were working. We would work during Mother's Day, during Valentine's Day, until sometimes overnight.
Oh yeah, there was that one night we had taken a wedding on Mother's Day weekend, and that was crazy because we were so busy. We didn't even start doing the wedding until just after midnight.
Yep. And
So
it was due the next day.
And there was like 5 or 6 of us there.
Yeah.
You do this, you do this.
Yeah.
The driver guys were still there we had packages
Doing the
out on
buckets,
floor,
opening the packages, stuff
whatever.
like that.
And 5 in the morning, I said, okay, everybody go home, take a shower, and we'll meet down at Ramshorn and have breakfast.
I do remember that.
Then we'll come back. And by noon the next day, I was hallucinating. I mean, that's really hard. I could never keep up that pace now. But it was nuts.
It was nuts, but it was fun. And you think back to those times, and we always managed to get everything done.
Yeah, somehow.
Somehow.
we
Is
did.
that why you're determined that we can get Christmas taken down in
we do it in 5 hours.
Here?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, the amount of stuff.
Yeah. We get the entire crew comes in. We don't open to the public.
Right.
We spend 5-6 hours just putting Christmas away, packaging it good and everything. And then Steve and I take the entire team out for dinner.
There you go. That works.
And so, okay, so we know that it's not that busy during.
It's not. It's nothing like it used to be. I think the floral industry had its heyday right at that time.
Right.
The 80s, everybody seemed to have spending money, and it was just a thing, and flowers were very affordable for everybody at that time.
Even unique flowers.
Yeah, even the odd things, the more exotic things. We don't see as much of that anymore because the price has gotten so out of hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless it's a big special event and people have a huge budget, we just don't use those as much.
It's sad because I think the desire to have fresh flowers again is turning back into like a little bit of a breath of fresh air in the house, and it's a little bit of a whimsical thing.
Especially this time of
buy
year.
Yourself flowers, put fresh flowers on the mantle, and everyone wants to, and it's being incorporated again in design, which I like. Like even if you just stop at the grocery store, pick a pretty bouquet and plunk it,
which we have over here, and we're gonna and Patty's gonna
as an example.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I just took a wad of cash and grabbed, off the shelf flowers today, and we see how much that costs. So it is hard to just take them home.
Yeah. But when you compare it to other things, like back then, you could get a nice bouquet for around, not a bouquet, an arrangement all done up and delivered like under $30.
Right.
And it was a great bargain at the time, because I would tell people, what else are you going to buy somebody for a gift?
Yeah.
That you can get for $30? You can't.
No,
you can't get anything really
flowers
nice.
Are special. They give you a different feeling when you receive them.
So now that price point is now maybe, let's say, 70, 75.
Is that including delivery?
Yeah. So it hasn't gone up as much as a lot of other things have, but it's still, there's a little bit of a stopgap there where they go, they're going to die. Well, so's everything. So
but will the flowers in it be the same?
No.
That's what I mean.
Well, they will actually be better in a way, because so much of these things have been hybridized now.
And it's
the roses that nice. Don't you drop your phone?
Excuse me as I fall over. I've done that.
But so it is now more for more special occasions. But we still get the fellas that'll come in and go, okay, she's mad. Remember that poster we used to have? We used to have a poster at the old shop that said, exactly how mad is she? And there was a little arrangement, a medium, and then a big one.
Dollar prices.
That would be funny today.
And
what did you do?
What did you do? Then I'd ask him that. What'd you do? Insulted her mom. Oh, okay, you need this.
You get the top bill. Here you go.
But the other thing that's changed too is that we were talking earlier about the sympathy arrangements.
Yes.
For bereavements. The pandemic had a lot to do with that, because people, we can't do a big funeral, and then everybody kind of picked up and they got away with it. Then we'll just do this abbreviated. Well, and we don't want to spend a lot on flowers. They're only going to be there for a few hours, so it's kind of changed the flavor of that. But I like to specialize in personalizing these things.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, if somebody was, we had one that this guy was a vegetable farmer. So we had zucchini and squash and all these things incorporated in with the flower arrangement.
So if you had
like
somebody who was a shoe whore, or somebody who had a favorite pair of shoes, do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
There's an image that can you throw up This is an arrangement
red
that
shoes.
with the red shoe.
I
in
had
it.
this
It's
pair of
it's a
pair of red pumps
Yeah.
that I couldn't wear anymore because, you know, the heels, I couldn't do it anymore, but they were still so gorgeous. I didn't want to just donate them or give them away. So I made this cool little thing out of them. I just used a, what do you call it? A cake board, you know, one of those gold foil
love
things. And it's in the shop right now. And people walk by and go, how cool is that? I said, I can make one for you if you've got a favorite purse or some cool little article of something that you just don't want to, you can showcase it. You
That
know?
is
So
one
that
of the
was kind of a
things-
cool way to keep that with me.
One of the things that I enjoyed and I learned under you, I'm going to say under you because I learned a lot from you in the floral industry, is by thinking outside of the box when creating an arrangement.
Like let's see what else we can do then.
All from this. And the
we unleashed his creativity.
I lied about it, but
You know
I did.
what I think back to is
What?
Is when we did the Christmas tree decorating episode.
Yeah.
How you were able to just take like.
I learned how to do all of that from her, from Patty.
He's
I
putting
did.
hands in the tree, the whole thing,
The whole
and he's
thing.
stuffing a ribbon in there, so it looks like the whole tree's actually wrapped.
Oh, yeah.
He's
He's
very good with
really-
like the optical illusions.
Yeah.
I've done trees with her.
Yeah, we used to do.
Yeah.
Remember the porcelain doll? We used to carry these gorgeous
Yes.
porcelain dolls at the old shop. I mean, you know, the hands, they were just beautiful. Well, one of them fell and broke. Half the face was broken on this beautiful doll. So he grabs it, puts it in a Halloween arrangement. This doll's laying there with half her face cracked off and black branches and flowers
In the
crawling
80s.
out of it. It was amazing.
You were ahead of the time.
It was.
With the horror
Well, I
displays.
used to, let me tell you, she had the most beautiful windows in her shop in Seeger's Florist.
He used to have a blast.
And I would have a blast in those, so much so that sometimes they'd be extremely controversial.
Oh my
That was the most fun I had working for Sherwin
window
Williams.
dressing.
Is window.
The Grosse Pointe store has
Uh-huh.
big step-in display windows.
Yeah.
And it's the
Is
only
it-
one like that because it ended up being like a boutique
Is it okay
shop.
sound wise? Okay.
And they they had bought it from another
Uh-huh.
business, and so it wasn't like a built from the ground up
Just a
set.
paint.
And
Right.
it's still there, and so the one window has like a faux fireplace
Mhm.
and a chair, and the other one, so we could do these wild designs
And
at
they're
the paint
fun.
stuff,
It
and
is
we would
fun.
change it
Yeah.
seasonally, and
I
it was
think I
so
would-
much fun to work at that store.
I think I did one with pregnant nuns once.
Yeah, you
Or I
did a
did
couple
something
of-
where somebody came in and said something
Yeah,
about the
that's
window.
not. Oh no! Oh, we did. Oh, there was one. I don't know if you did that or that other gal did, but that song, "You Don't Bring Me Flowers Anymore,"
Yeah.
was popular at the time, and Neil Diamond and
Yeah.
Barbra Streisand, whatever. We had a mannequin in the store, so there was a mannequin laying on like a couch or a bed, and there was a bottle of pills spilled on the floor.
That was me.
You
I did
did
that.
that,
Of
and
course
people
that
did
was
not like that one.
No, they didn't.
It was like,
I
okay,
thought it was cool.
He did. It was cool. And then the sign above said, "You don't bring me flowers anymore."
And it was her, and she killed herself.
And
lo
I
and
even said,
behold, you
"Oh,
hire me.
this is a little over the top,
Does the
Jason."
morbid
was.
things
So
here
people-
now,
But
too.
today it would have been probably fine.
Maybe,
But,
but it was cool. A lot of people noticed us.
Hey,
I had so much fun working at Seeger's.
Oh, and
It
then
was-
we made this. You made the Snow Queen out of.
I did
out of-
make the Snow
we had
Queen.
the mannequin
Mhm.
again. He
Yeah.
just got a bunch of scrap fabric and an aisle runner or something
Yeah.
and a staple gun and made this gown. It was
Wrapped the gown
amazing.
around the thing,
Yeah.
made a Snow Queen.
She was like the ice
I had so much
princess.
fun at that store.
I love that.
It's like one of those things that you remember back and you're like, oh, I wish it would never ended.
I know.
But I'd probably be dead if it wasn't. Because we would go to like different places all the time. I remember us going to a flower show down in Ohio
Oh yeah,
where we
that's right.
stopped and stole and collected all the slate from the side of the road and the
so we
roadside
could use it in
plants.
arrangements. Yeah, yeah.
And the mushrooms were
Yeah,
falling off the
yeah,
trees.
were
We
just-
had a blast.
yeah, that
It
was
was a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun in floral industry, and it is changing because we have funeral homes that are selling flower arrangements. We
Mhm.
have grocery stores selling flower arrangement, 1-800-Flowers, stuff like that. But you don't, and coming from somebody who is an artist in my mind, that's cookie cutter. You want
It
you want
is. If you
individual.
if you want something with heart,
Yeah.
and I don't care if it's my shop or somebody else, you want to go to the source.
Right.
You know, I always tell this people, why would you want to place an order online to some faceless, nameless, you don't even know who
Mhm.
you're dealing with. You
Or
call
what
me
you're
or come
getting.
to me or what you're getting. I can personalize that.
Mhm.
You can tell me their favorite thing is this, or they love butterflies,
Or
and
their birth flower.
whatever.
Yeah.
We can make
Right.
that happen, and it's going to be very unique and no two alike, basically. You know, when
Yeah,
you're
there
making
won't
these
be.
things. So
Plus,
you know,
by
there's
going
value
with
there.
a smaller business, and even if you're out of state, you can call them directly and talk
Sure.
to them.
Yeah.
The designers will know. They can talk you through what something will look like, because one of the hardest sales tactics in my mind, and I used to think this was at Seegers, was you're selling something that doesn't exist yet.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's something
You're
that's
selling
in
an
here,
idea up here.
you
yeah.
know. So there's nothing to show anyone.
Yeah, but you can make it.
Trust me, it'll be fabulous.
Like when you
Yeah,
paint your
exactly.
things, you don't know exactly what it's going to end up.
It
No,
has
when
to be
somebody has a
created
custom order
first.
and they say, I need this incorporated, can you do it? And it's like, yeah, I can, but you gotta wait and see till
Right.
it's done.
Yeah. See, I'm looking at these model cars from
Yeah.
here, because a lot of times, you know, he loved his Thunderbird car. Can we? Now I know where.
Absolutely.
you
Just
know,
call
I
me, get a
call up,
Thunderbird card.
Get
And
that,
with
know?
you being so close to the tech center,
Yeah.
you
yeah,
know,
there's a lot of automotive.
tell
things,
me
but
where your shop is.
It's on the northbound side of Mound Road, between 13 and 14 miles, just before you get to Chicago Road.
And
So
you,
they used to call it the village area of the town.
and you park behind it, so you pull into the
There's a Subway restaurant. Yeah.
and go around it and park in the
You can
back.
park in the back, come right in the back door.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. You know, years ago, the parking used to be out front.
Yeah, but
That
not
was a long
anymore.
time ago.
Yeah. So, and it's the little downtown, the old downtown area of Warren, which is, you know, the little village now. But it's a pretty good size shop. I mean, you have some good stuff
it's
in
about
there.
2,200 square feet. We do have a lot of giftware and things too.
Why don't we play this video real quick of the
Oh yeah, you came by and did a little video just a few days ago.
I'm gonna, not the pink one.
No, the landscape one.
The landscape one,
try
yes.
that, yeah.
Can you play that one?
Sure.
Because it'll show the inside of your store a little bit.
Right, the little snippets. I love the way you did that too, with all those special effects. Like it looks like it's. I don't know how to do any.
It's
of
called
that stuff.
AI. Yeah. Yeah, we can move over there. Let's move over there.
There we go.
Wake up, everyone. How can you sleep at a time like this unless the dreamer is the real you? Listen to your voice, the one that tells you to taste past the tip of your tongue. Leap in the net will appear. I don't wanna wait before the dream is over.
You need to turn a camera. Oh, you got us? Okay. I didn't know you could see us like that.
I can't.
Oh.
I'm using my free hands.
So-
Okay,
we're
so
proving anyway, it's fine.
this is okay. So tell me what you have here. This is
Okay.
stuff from the grocery store,
These are
right?
flowers from the grocery store.
Mhm.
And
We're
I'm just-
recreating her having to do the design on the fly and not knowing she had to design flowers on.
right, like I don't know what we're going to be confronted with, but this is kind of interesting because this is a cool little container that I found out
Here,
on
let
the
me show
floor
you.
out there. It's got
Which one?
the pin frog inside, which is just a little metal thing full of little sharp points, and this is what used to be used for designing. Now there's not much water source
No.
there. It's a real small little
And I never
area.
did
So
get
if
you
you do
water.
a design in this, you'd have to just keep filling
Right.
it up.
Can you pour a little bit in?
Yeah, just put a little water in there.
So this is called a frog, right?
It's called a flower frog. I
flower
don't know
frog.
why it's
I don't
called
know
that,
either.
but
She can put a lot of water in there.
And
Can-
it's a
yeah.
vintage item because this is an older. So we're using a vintage item, you guys.
so you just
and-
kind of impale the
Yep.
flowers.
And look at
on
that; it sticks right up.
on that.
So
that
this is a
base.
form.
Honestly, kind of always wondered how the spiky frogs work.
This is how they work.
Uh,
Yep. See how it comes. Okay, so this type using the frog, and you know, a lot of my knowledge of the floral industry has evaporated over time. But the one thing I can remember is that this is called an ikebana style.
Ikebana would be done this way.
Would be done
there's
this way.
a lot more
Right.
technicality to actually call it ikebana, but it's a lot of fun to do this.
Yeah.
It's very kind of freestyle in a way.
Look at
but
this.
It's just
Very
shoving it right
modern.
onto the it gives it a real modern open kind
And
of feel. I'll
another
turn it
good
around
thing
in a
too
second.
about ikebana style and stuff, there's no oil based
no petroleum
foam.
based. Yeah, none of the
petroleum
Oasis
based foam. So this is an all natural way of doing it. So you have no stuff
No
that
chemicals
will not, no
or, you
chemicals
know,
involved.
No non-biodegradable.
You know, in the 80s,
materials.
everything was foam.
Yeah.
We used to
Oh, yeah.
use the
Oh, I remember.
Oasis.
The
foam
Oasis
as
and
the-
stuff.
Yeah, we had that for everything. And now
Everything.
It's almost all vases.
So for the first about 3 or 4 months, I had to cut all the foam.
Yeah.
I had to go over there, cut it, soak it, and do everything. But so how simple this is, and it's, you know, a little bit of greenery would be thrown in there or whatever, but and not
Doesn't
even
even
really
really
because
need it.
look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, in a matter of minutes. This is why I'm saying this.
I know.
Look at this.
And
I'm
then
going to
you
show
have
them.
this fantastic.
Look at this.
It's very mid-century.
Right here.
It is. Yeah.
Right there. She just made that. And this is in a flower frog that dates from probably the 1970s, 80s, ceramic. So this is what we're talking about when we're saying use.
You know what's interesting? We
What?
were saying this wasn't much of a water reservoir because I thought
Yeah.
it was just that little.
No, it
The
flowed out
this
into it.
whole
Thing
bowl.
flowed.
It's a
Yeah.
bowl. So you
Yeah.
once you pour water in there, you've got a
It-
almost endless source.
Mhm.
Well, that's cool. And
so
look
that
at
makes
this.
that container really neat. Yeah.
Doesn't it?
So this was a little dinky bouquet, and it, you know, if you had something like this on hand and somebody brings you just a, you know, a little
Yeah.
supermarket bouquet like this,
You can totally make something
you can
like
make
this.
something kind of cool.
And
And,
that's only
and
half of one.
this is
She's
I know.
made it look, very tall and.
That was
lush.
only a half
no,
of.
this was one whole little bouquet.
Was it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so
But it
one
was
little
the smallest
bouquet
one.
from Kroger and turned it into this high style arrangement that, so if this was in your store, what are we looking at cost wise?
Well, the container, you've got that
It's gonna
price
be a
at
little bit more,
$28. So,
yeah.
but just for the flowers alone,
Yeah.
the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like $10
$10
for the flowers.
For the
But if I
flowers,
had to
not
do the
including
work,
the
it would
container.
be
and then your cost for labor.
yeah, so
But, I
45,
mean,
50, something like that.
This is a $50 arrangement, 50 plus including the container, but the container she can keep and put it
And you could use this
over and
endlessly.
over
Yeah,
again.
and you could
And now we can put this on the counter, and whoever wants
Mhm.
that flower frog tomorrow gets the flowers.
there
exactly,
you go.
right?
Well, it's a
There's
good way to
so many-
illustrate what you can do
How
with it.
absolutely gorgeous is that? And in a
Yeah.
matter of minutes, Patty, you put that together.
Well, that helps
and made it
visualize how
stunning.
that works, because you can
Yeah.
look at that and just go,
Mhm.
okay, it looks almost like
How
an
do you do
ashtray.
it?
How do
Yeah,
the
what do you-
flowers
how
go
does
in
Isn't
there?
that a trip?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not watching anymore.
Well, I always
apparently.
tell people I don't know how to do everything in this world, but I know how to do this. So
Okay. So this is one. We'll set this over there. So flower frogs, this flower frog had the things
metal
in it.
pins.
This is also a flower frog, right?
Yeah, it's glass.
This is glass,
Just depressions in it for for the flowers to sit in.
which works good for a low vase, right? A low container.
Well, you could put it down in just about anything, but it's big. So if you had a pedestal dish, maybe
Right,
something like
like
that, that
this.
it would fit on top of.
right.
But I don't think this will because it'll
No,
wobble
this one
around too
does.
much. But I love
Mhm.
it in this shallow container like this.
So, and what's funny is in something like this,
It's kind of the same principle.
would you tack this down with something?
You probably should. Yeah, I would
Mhm.
probably put some of that. They used to use this floral clay, which is very
Right.
messy. But now they have these little
Museum
sticky
wax maybe or
dots, little
something,
yeah,
yeah.
little
Yeah, that
waxy
can go in there.
material,
But
something
look
that
how
will
it's
just hold it.
standing up, and it's, I mean, the yellow with the vase, and you get the beauty of the vintage pottery as well as the yellow flowers, which brings out the piece, the
Yeah,
stripes in it.
yellow is
Yeah.
really- And see, again, those
Mhm.
frogs I always thought were more for just big blossoms, like gardenias,
Like close up or whatever.
Put them pretty much right. I didn't
Which you
know
can
that they
do.
would, stick
Which-
up as high.
Right.
profile.
Yep.
It just kind of leans in there and it's balanced.
And once you
So-
fill it in, it would hold withhold
Yeah,
its strength
kinda-
because of its symmetrical.
You see, we got a few little quality problems with these.
Yeah.
That
And again,
happens
this,
with.
this is the difference between.
But you see how
grabbing and
that's-
going at the grocery store.
Exactly.
And getting
You see how
much
that is-
healthier flowers from a shop,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but we're gonna make it work.
And you know,
Yeah, it's a good illustration. you know.
and when it's over with, you have two things that you get to keep, and there's no bad things for the earth in there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's no environmentally
None.
harmful.
Yeah.
And I love the
products being
matching
used.
of the flowers to the
Yeah.
color of the piece.
Yep.
I mean, the yellow roses in it just look really great.
And I'm looking
hello,
ahead
Janice.
when these open.
And
It's going
Sue,
to have a whole different
Yeah.
look. you
look at
know.
all these people jumping on. How come it's not showing me a number though? But all these people are on here. That's
It
weird.
doesn't always.
But look at this. So this is a great way of getting a rose bouquet.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Well, because people often think of just plopping them in a tall vase,
Right.
but this
That's
is
the
going to give
norm.
you a whole
take it
different
home
look.
and You
Move
find,
those back a little bit.
These,
That one's in the way.
this.
Yeah.
find the biggest vase you have at home
Okay.
and just trim them and plop them.
Yeah.
in,
How's
but
that?
This is much
Beautiful.
more
It's got
dynamic.
Okay.
a whole different look. to
So,
it.
and you know, it's funny because Patty and I were sitting here just talking, and I'm like, I should come and make something. I haven't made something
yeah, you
floral
can come by the
related
shop anytime
in
and play.
forever. And I'm a very stylized designer. I like stuff that is very
out there.
asymmetrical.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I like
Yeah.
the rose hips. I like
Yeah.
the bells of Ireland. I think is
The
that
more
what-
Mhm.
weedy looking things. Yeah, I just
like
bought
the,
some of those
kind of
today.
wild. Like
Mhm.
I love the flowers too, but I like the non-flower.
You're turning it this way
The
so they
different
can
kind
see.
of greenery.
The
and
Queen Anne's
things.
lace. But look, as she puts more in there, it's holding it and it's looking beautiful. You add some water and you're done, you're good to go. And I'm dropping it now, we are going to be working with Patty and providing her with vintage antique items
Oh,
containers
yeah. I'm
that-
looking forward to having some of this stuff in my place.
in the
so we
store.
can-
So that way you can come in there and you can say, I need, if you need an arrangement for any event, really. Let's
Yeah.
say it's a sports event.
Yeah.
Well, and if you
or
know
whatever.
your recipient, what kind of vintage items they want,
Or
Right.
what kind of
like if
interests
Dan
they
was
have.
going
Interests
to buy
they
me
have.
some, he could
Yep.
say, okay, well, she collects pottery. So if you have
Yep.
something that's a little bit more pottery looking,
Like
versus
Roseville.
glass,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
He could tailor.
Yep.
Something you could add to your
gift
collection.
to-
Yeah.
So
I
you will
know,
be
right?
I
able,
can't believe how fast that's come together.
Right?
in
Isn't it
like
cool?
2 minutes.
Look
I
at
mean,
that.
That's crazy.
and it's flowers that you just pick up at grocery store. Now, the quality of flowers, is there a difference between?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yes. Okay. So higher in quality, like roses, you see how
Like I
these
said,
are open.
I'm seeing some of this. You
Yeah,
know,
Yeah,
water
see?
he's
damage.
already had to do
Mhm.
quite
Here's
bit
a
of
good
pruning
tip for you
there.
too. When you're buying roses, wherever you're buying them
Right.
from, you kind of pinch them at the base right here,
Uh-huh.
and if you feel a nice solid feel to that,
Mhm.
that's a fresh rose. So these yellow ones are really not in bad shape at all.
But
if
these
you
are
grab it here and it
soft.
goes
Yeah, the
right
pink
down
one.
to the base.
Right.
Yeah, it hasn't got long for this world.
So
So that's a good way to kind of check and make sure that you're not.
how
getting,
beautiful is that?
Yeah.
So
simple.
we will be having some vintage items over there, containers, stuff to put in there. So if you have somebody who,
I got my
who-
eye on some of those little cars. I'm
Oh, I
telling you.
know.
I think,
I
what
can't
do
wait
those
to
run?
see.
Little cars.
well, we've got cheaper ones.
Okay.
These ones in here
Those
are a little bit more
little collector
expensive,
pieces.
unless they want a collector piece. We do have cheaper versions of those.
Okay.
The
That would
model,
be
the
good.
put together like the model ones would work too because they're
Yeah,
lightweight,
that would
you
be
pick up the
cool.
cart
Yeah.
in the
Like we
flowers.
have some that are $10.
Yeah.
That would be.
Do you know what
that
I
would be
mean?
awesome because
These
I
are
do get a lot of
$100 and
requests for
plus,
that. Okay,
these
yeah, that'd
ones,
be-
but
that'd be perfect.
Like, so you'll be able to go into Patty's and build the arrangement, help her in
We have a
understanding
gift item
what it is
along
that
with
they
the
have.
flowers. Yeah,
Right. And you have gift items in your store.
we do.
Yep.
So we talked
But
about
having the vintage,
Mhm.
aspect it's going to be great.
Yeah.
See, the
I'm
one
looking
thing I
forward
used to
that.
do when I designed is just made a mess and walked away from it because I always
Oh.
had an
You should see the
assistant that
mess
took
back
care of
here
it.
already. I told you.
No, that's all right. I have a vacuum.
That's what happens.
Oh, do you know? So I would design, right? And whether it was at Seeger's and Patty's or it was, at remember Gerald Stevens?
Oh,
Gerald
God.
Stevens, or at Viviano's where I worked, I was a mess. I always had an assistant, and I would make the arrangement and then move on to the next arrangement. And the
creativity is a
assistant.
mess. That's
Yeah.
fine.
And then when I was
That's
first
somebody else's
starting,
problem.
I assumed Patty was my assistant, walked away, and then she'd be like, "Excuse me, get back over here."
Yourself. So we talked about. I have noticed a difference. Like I've gone and grabbed quick on the way to somebody's
Uh-huh.
birthday, just like we did today. In the grocery store ones, she's given us some tips on how to check, but they don't last as long. We just know they
Right.
won't. When
We
I've
didn't put
gotten a
water
really
in it,
nice
but-
bouquet from an independent florist or an established florist, they can last for like a month.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
And the arrangers, I know you guys put in things that bloom at different times.
Yes. Yes.
So you're gonna have things that are opening later, and you can pull out the stuff that's already kind of like dropped petals, but then like the rose hips will suddenly do something later
right.
on. Or get
Yeah,
like
they'll
pinker.
change.
Are
Like have
there other? So we kind of joked about it earlier, but like aside from the food,
the little
packets where-
packets are very important to add to the water. Read the
Okay.
directions. Like
Mhm.
this is only good for a liter of water.
Okay.
So that's not a
Mhm.
lot.
Right.
If you've got a bigger vase, you're going to need more. If
Okay.
you don't have this, a good substitute, which we were talking about earlier, is 7-Up and
Yep.
water,
Okay.
half and half.
Those are the
Yep.
Not
sugars.
diet. It has to be.
Correct.
no, have to have the sugar in
Yeah,
it.
it
And
has
what
to have
about
the
the
sugar.
other old wives' tales, like putting an aspirin in or a penny?
None
A
of that
penny
really,
I wouldn't do.
None of that really works.
Only because of the pennies tend to have a coating on them, and
Yeah.
it can be a chemical added to there.
Yeah.
And
Well, and
some
you're
flowers,
the
money's
reason
dirty,
why
but-
the 7-Up works is there's citric acid, which
Mhm.
keeps the bacteria level down.
Okay.
A drop of bleach doesn't go wrong either,
Like
just
when
a
you're walking,
drop.
It's all funky and cloudy.
Yeah, that keeps the water clean. And then it also has the sugar, so flowers feed off the sugar.
There's
How
some
often do you change the
flowers.
water?
You would change the water every day. I've had clients that they'll keep their arrangement. I just got a message today from somebody, a comment on Facebook, that her Valentine's bouquet, which is now 2 weeks old,
Yeah.
still looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Because that's what she does. She pours the water out,
Yep.
recuts the flowers, puts them back in fresh water. They'll last a really long time that way. Not everybody's going to want to do all that, but if you
It's
do,
worth it. Like you
Right.
said, if the
it keeps them
sticking
nice.
point is, oh, they're gonna die, but if you can make them last a month,
Yeah.
that's well worth it.
I
And
got
you wanna
another
be-
lady does the same thing. She'll take out whatever's faded and just keep making a smaller and smaller
Yeah,
piece out of
I've
it.
changed the base they're in and
You
made
want to be
different
careful
arrangements.
putting anything in the water that could cause the water to change color, because flowers drink from their stem
Right.
and can cause
Yeah, we
the
all did
flower,
that.
Unless you want
Yep.
that to
Yeah.
happen.
unless you want
Yeah.
that to happen.
Was that ever a fad?
Oh, it
Oh,
still
yeah.
Was
is.
it they in,
Well,
in grade
unfortunately,
school we did a science experiment
with
and
food
carnations are
coloring.
my
Yep.
birth flower. I hate them. But yeah, they put white carnations in different food color water and then they'd suck up the color and the tips of all.
Yeah.
So you could get
Roses
blue
will do
and
that
pink.
too.
Just about any
Yeah.
flower you can get to do it. There was a company in Europe that was selling us really cool colors of flower dye. So I did it for a while. It was kind of a fatty thing. And unfortunately, the other thing that's become popular is dyed roses.
Yeah.
They're awful.
You're talking about like the confetti colors and stuff like that. Yeah.
They inject dye into the base
Into
of
the base of
flower
it.
so it drinks up. And the rainbow colors and all this stuff. And it's like, they come in enough colors.
Yeah.
I really
These guys are cool. What
Yeah.
Is that kind of
Is that
thistle type of thing?
it's in the thistle family.
Yeah.
It's called I forget what
You
it's
know, I
called.
knew the flower names. They're all Latin.
I know.
Mhm.
Eryngium. That's what that's
Eryngium.
called.
Look at that. To me, it's thistle.
It is a type of thistle.
But and snapdragons and I forgot
Fujimum.
Fujimums and
Those are fun. Again, very modern looking. So
Alstroemeria. I'd see. I used to
I can
study
do that
these
with birds. I
things.
can't do it with flowers.
I mean, this is just a few flowers, and she's still got stuff in here. And we brought a few of the containers that. I mean, look at this. Could you imagine a beautiful bouquet and something like this?
Oh my God, I love that thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
They
see
changed
that in the
this
middle
one,
of a big dining room table.
Yep.
Oh,
With things just kind of flowing
And
outwards.
it's tall
Exactly.
enough that you can just peek around
So,
it instead of
Yes.
Can you
block-
throw up the
block people.
picture of the wedding
Oh, this is
picture? It's a
gorgeous.
4. There's a the bouquet on the table with
With the business card to Jim's floor?
yes. Okay, so you guys, when you see this picture here, this picture is of my wedding, mine and Steve's wedding, and
which was
Patty did all. You were there.
I was there.
Patty did all the flowers for it, and you used a lot of yard flowers, didn't you, for that one? Because remember there was the
hydrangeas and
the
yeah, a lot
there
of-
was a hurricane down in Florida. You couldn't get some of the stuff up.
Right. I almost
You
forgot
pulled it
about
out of your backyard.
Yeah.
A lot of those were pulled.
hosta
love
leaves.
them.
Yes.
And hydrangeas.
Love them.
Boy,
And-
we were walking around the zoo grounds
Yeah,
Yoinking
taking
because
a
it's
few-
at the zoo.
few
But look how
cuttings.
beautiful they turned out. So just using the cuttings if necessary,
Yeah.
and is the best way. I still have people mentioning the flowers at my wedding. The all of the arrangements were done in vintage containers.
Yeah.
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 Different, all
Mhm.
different.
I just did a wedding. Well, I partnered with another friend of mine, and
Mhm.
that wedding was down at the DIA,
Yeah.
and it was the same thing. In fact, we were unwrapping all the containers that the bride had brought in. One of them was this big metal thing, and it had a tag on it.
From
Said
here.
Time Warp.
Speaking of that,
Talking about going full circle. Yeah.
speaking of that, so Steve brought in a big, huge supply of stuff, and of course I don't have it in front of me. I might go get it in a minute. But Steve brought in a whole bunch of stuff, and in them was a bunch of little chicks and ducks.
Oh yeah.
And Steve flipped it over because Steve knew of Seegers and all that because he delivered flowers for
He
Nordals.
used to be a flower salesman.
Yeah,
So the
and-
flowers are woven all through our stories.
It is. And we started unpacking all of these little Easter ducks, tchotchke ducks and stuff. And he goes, "Oh my God, Jason, look!" And I turned around and he flipped it over, and on the tag was Seeger's
It's a
Florist
sticky price tag on the bottom. It
Isn't
said
that funny?
Seeger's
in
Florist,
her handwriting.
$2.99. And he sent me a picture of that on my phone. I went, oh my God, that's my handwriting. And that's
Isn't
from
it
like
funny?
the early
They
80s.
From the early
circle
80s.
back
It was
and-
the strangest things.
Just
You know
came
what?
full circle.
I got to tell you, I don't know if you know this. You know what the strangest thing that Steve ever walked in and handed me?
Do we want to know?
Okay, listen. My ex's name was Stephen Langlois. Okay. He passed away. He passed away from a car crash. And we were together for 11 years. And we'd been broken up for many, many years. I had been with Steve for many, many years. Steve come walking in, hands me something and says, open this. And it was a record. And it was Men Without Hats, I believe. And I pulled open the record and it said property of Stephen Langlois.
And it had just
Isn't that
come into the
funny?
store here.
Did you
Oh
get
my
yours?
God.
I called his sister.
Oh
I messaged his sister immediately. I got chills. Even
my
Steve did.
God.
It said my ex, who'd been gone for 10 years, and I've been separated from because we had broke up for 10 years prior to that.
Right.
God, am I that old? And so
Think how I feel.
but he's like, look. And so I called Denise, his sister,
That's great.
and said, I have something for you.
You got to come and get this. Yeah, that's
I couldn't believe,
crazy.
or I think I handed it to Lori and Lori gave it to Denise. But
That's great though.
but out of the blue, when you
Yeah.
own a vintage store, you see some of the craziest stuff come
I'll
back to
bet.
you.
I can imagine.
Did I tell you about that with
No, I
that
didn't hear
album?
that story before.
It was the most crazy thing ever. Look at this. She took these. How many did you buy?
3 little bouquets.
3 little bouquets. 3 little bouquets. One of the reasons that we grabbed the Budweiser cup was because I think it's very important that you send your man some flowers. Ladies, gentlemen, whoever, send your guys some flowers because
And if you still live separately and he doesn't own a vase, he does probably have a very large
Yep.
alcohol container. that
Yep.
he can put-
and
this
I
is
would
a
even be
cocktail
going,
mixer, too. I mean,
I'd go so far as to tint the water.
You could do
that would
that.
be funny.
Oh, beer.
Yeah,
That's
to
like,
tint the
oh,
water.
That's awesome.
Because it's not going to stay in that. And if you tint it lightly, it's not going to change your colors
Sure.
of your flowers. But Roberto, you would probably be gobsmacked if you got a bouquet of flowers from somebody you just started dating.
Of course.
Wouldn't
Especially
you?
I mean, if they look like that, because these are really cool looking.
Aren't they
you know what I mean?
cool?
It's not just usually
It's
as
art.
me, a guy, and I'm glad you gave some of those tips about feeling the roses.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a guy. I walk into Meyer
Mhm.
or Kroger.
That looks good.
I just grab the
Yeah.
thing and I give it to my wife or whoever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think to put it in a vase. I don't think
Mm.
to do any of these cool things that are supposed to be done.
Well, yeah, and most
Yeah.
people get the bunch of flowers, and if you're just stopping and buying
Mm-hmm.
the convenience ones, you're expecting your your recipients to put them just in a vase of water, which
Right.
you know, if you don't have cool vases laying around, but this is more
Personalized.
This is a presented
Yep.
piece of
Mhm.
like decor.
I mean, this right here is something that would be in your cooler,
Yeah.
just to be
Mhm.
bought and sold. And there's absolutely no trash in here.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I
there's no
mean?
waste.
100% natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
I
that.
do love that. I'm gonna keep an eye out for more of those because I used to design in those all the time and I haven't in a
Mhm.
long time, so
looks
that was
great.
really fun.
How
Yeah.
is okay? So
In fact, I think I want that one.
It brings
let
that
me
piece
ask
to
you.
life. I would have never looked twice at that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That
that's
vase just looks
Right.
like
Just lit.
you know, whatever.
One of the things that we look at, and I say we as floral designers, because I still am, even though I haven't
Sure.
done one in a while, is how are we going to transport these?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an
So
issue.
your mechanics are very important.
Right. It has to be held together good enough to be able to survive a trip from here to
Exactly.
there and then into a car and then
Yeah.
And some of us drive crazier than others.
And surprisingly,
That's pretty
Look at
secure.
this.
These glass ones, maybe
Eh.
not so much. But yeah,
something like
that is-
a glass when you probably do a hand bouquet and throw it in there,
Right. Have
something
it tied
that's
together.
tied
properly.
together.
But that's pretty secure.
That is pretty
You know,
secure.
those little pins that are in there are quite sharp.
Yeah.
And you're impaling the
Mhm.
stem right on it. And once it's positioned where you want it, it's not really
Do they
falling
help
out.
maybe with the water?
It doesn't hurt. I mean, having those holes in there, just there's more places for it to drink, which is the
Yeah.
reason why you always want to cut, you
On
know,
an angle?
on an
Mhm.
angle because it
And then
exposes
what about
more.
some of the larger stems? I used to hear like smashing them with a hammer.
That's
so that
kind
they
of the
were frayed.
older-
Is that
yeah.
not
Yeah, no,
not
I mean cutting
accurate?
them is probably fine. And
Because
Um,
I like these kinds of tips because when I get flowers, I
Yeah.
drag them out until the very last,
Sure,
and then
yeah.
I let them dry and use them for
the
Halloween
most important thing
decorations.
would not the most important thing be to make sure you cut them and water them and put
keep fresh
keep
water.
something in there.
Keep them
Okay.
recut.
Yeah,
keep the
because
water
I'm going to
clean.
tell you from years of cleaning buckets and from
They
years
get
of
nasty.
Whoo!
Yeah, if you don't keep them
Yeah, it can
clean,
get
it's
funky.
gross.
Have you
How much
ever-
do you
have-
We've
trim
got
each
a-
time? Like an inch?
Doesn't even need to be that much. Just you just want to get a fresh,
Just a fresh end.
end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you going to
So-
say?
It's just that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because imagine yourself going and oh, I haven't watered, this plant is dying, and you pick it up and you ever smell that inside of it? That really bad smell where you're like, oh my God.
If the water's gotten
Because that's what
chance
can
to
happen
deteriorate,
because you
yeah.
got natural material, you got natural stems that are going to start decomposing
Right,
in that
exactly.
water.
Well, that's where the flower food comes into.
Right.
It's got that antibacterial thing, and like I said, the drop of bleach it's like magic.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of
seem to
scary in a
remember
way.
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never really did it at the shop. But
No,
I never tell
I
too many
just
people
remember
that because
somebody
they always
saying
get
that.
carried away. They put too
Right.
much and you'll kill everything.
Yeah.
But if you got a liter of water or a quart of water and you put a drop of
Yeah, a
bleach
little
in there,
eyedropper.
Right.
you know, it really helps.
So
Yeah.
we've watched these movies where Father of the Bride, stuff like that, where they come walking up, or Steel Magnolias. Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah,
Because when they walk down and they're doing the marriage, everything is just covered in flowers. Is
Yeah.
that realistic?
not really. No.
It's not,
Budget
is
wise,
it?
it's not. And I get this sometimes. The gals will
Mhm.
come in, they're planning a wedding. And I always remember this one girl. She goes, "This is what I want. Look how pretty this is." And she showed me this whole array in this banquet hall. I go, "Okay, that's Catherine Zeta-Jones's wedding." I recognize it. Do you have her budget?
Yeah,
I don't think
because
so. Let's think again. You
You're
know,
talking
I mean,
a couple $100,000
yeah.
on flowers just for that.
Yeah. And if it's, you know, to me, that's just kind of overkill, especially.
It is.
Yeah. It's
Well,
not necessary to go
Yeah.
that far over the top and
Right.
still have something
Even-
pretty. I did
The
a
centerpieces for a wedding, though, for all those tables can get expensive.
Oh, they can add up.
Absolutely.
I did a job for, it was actually a shower, and this lady wanted the wildflower look. I think I
Right.
sent you those pictures. I don't know if you got a chance to look at them, but it was just all, it looked like weeds, you
So,
know, like,
like the more
wild
rangy
wildflowers. Yeah, and it was very, very
I
pretty.
may have.
It
if
wasn't
not, I'll add 'em.
crazy expensive, but yeah, if
Mhm.
you've got, you know, well, and again, if you want it really nice and you don't want to go too crazy, don't invite so many people. You know, I mean,
Right.
300 people, that's kind of the norm now, is more like down around under 200,
Mine was
150.
100.
Yeah, 100 is perfect.
I had a
I
friend in
think.
college went to a wedding, and the instructions were bring a card and a bouquet of flowers. And so and that was your centerpiece at the table. They had, so they had all the guests, like the woman,
Yeah.
because the guys were probably not going to do it or they'd forget. But instead of buying their own flowers, they wanted to see what everybody brought and everybody's different tastes. And so they just had a big vase in the middle
Oh,
of the
that's
tables.
awesome.
And, you know, I'm sure some people brought their own. It was a summer wedding. So
Right.
some people
Yeah.
were like, I cut all my big tiger lilies in my yard.
Yeah, and brought
And
that.
it was just
That'd be
weird,
fun.
but like kind of fun that you had all these different bouquets, and you know,
I
some of
love
them were
that.
ready made
Yeah.
nicely, and some of them were just.
I do like
I picked you
to
some
see a wedding where every
dandelions.
table's kind of different.
Different,
Like
I do
yours
too.
was like that
Yeah,
too.
I like that too.
I had one where the couple liked to travel a lot,
Mhm.
so every table was a different country or a different
Oh, how
destination.
fun is it? See, I
Yeah.
like that.
And it was really cool.
Mhm.
And so we did the flowers. We had like a map.
Mhm.
You know, there was something
That's
to
really
denote.
cool.
You know, the
That's
Eiffel
awesome.
Tower thing. You know, it was
Also,
it was very
after the
cool.
wedding,
Holland, it's
after the
cool.
wedding, we give all the flowers away.
Right.
I mean, we did.
Yeah.
What, is
A
that
lot
what
of
most
people
people
do. Yeah, a
do?
lot of people
Take
do.
the bouquet.
Yeah.
We wouldn't let them. We
you
wouldn't
gotta
let them
leave
take
the
the
vase.
containers.
My business partners told me, because she's had a lot of weddings in her
Uh-huh.
family, you know, that we've done.
Where they take the
And
container.
she goes, "I'm watching these people are just walking out with the lanterns and all these."
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, and
Everybody thinks
No,
they're part
you
of
pull the
it.
flowers
Yeah.
out of
Everybody
the
on the
vase and
tables
take those.
take that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
well, you have to wait to be
Mhm.
told.
Wrap
You know,
them in a damp
you
paper
can
towel.
take
They'll
that.
make it home.
So, a couple other things is, Patty and I worked for years at the Detroit Zoo for.
Right, we did all the flowers for the
so if you've
sunset of the
ever been
zoo.
sent
Yeah.
to Sunset of the Zoo, throughout mostly the aughts,
Yeah.
the thousands, both
was
Patty
awesome.
and I did those.
I don't know what they're doing now, if they're
I
still
don't
even
either.
doing it.
I don't either.
When the pandemic happened, they called
Mhm.
me up and they said, "Well, we're gonna do the party, but it's gonna be virtual." I said, "How do you have a party on Zoom? Come
Yeah.
on!" I wouldn't know the first thing
Right.
about how to begin. You know, I can't help
Mhm.
you with that because I didn't think they were gonna do flowers. I mean, we
Right.
were the ambiance committee.
Uh-huh.
We had a blast. We
Oh.
would ride around the zoo in a golf cart because he had clearance for the
Is
golf
that how you
carts.
had the idea to do the wedding there?
Yeah.
Because you just
Yeah.
spent time
Yeah.
there.
We
to see
spent a
how
lot of
pretty
time
and
there and
Yeah, but I won't
decorated.
get into the bad part of the wedding.
Yeah.
But because of
It was
course every
the
wedding has a
wildlife
hiccup.
gallery thing, and
Yeah.
it was very cool.
Yeah, it
very
was.
cool setting.
We got married in front of the fountain.
Yeah.
And then she had gone in and done the entire butterfly not the butterfly house, but
The
whatever
atrium outside.
the atrium that's
Yeah.
connected to
Down
it.
It
on
was
the
awesome.
downstairs.
Inside.
It was
I
really
talked
beautiful.
about
Yeah.
that for like
Yeah.
months. I was
I know.
just-
It was a
Roberto's
very-
the only one that wasn't there.
No. Damn it. Sorry, bud.
Can you believe it was 8 years ago?
It was a very cool wedding. It really was.
But and if you ever saw her yard, I mean,
Do you have a green thumb outside?
No,
too?
well, you know what? I have to say that no, my ex-husband, unfortunately, but he was fabulous with the backyard.
Oh, was that him?
He did all of that.
Oh wow.
I didn't do
really,
any of it.
God, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
I'd
it was
love
all
to-
hostas,
Oh.
hosta beds,
All different.
everywhere,
It
all
was
different.
beautiful.
He
I
used to
would
collect
love
them.
to have a really nice garden, but we have a huge dog that
Well, we had
tramps
two.
through
Yeah.
everything.
We had two.
They
And
did.
They weren't allowed to
All I
transfer
started
anything.
with this year was like little potted plants on the front
Mhm.
porch.
Yeah.
We'll maybe graduate to like an herb garden or something.
So
Well,
I
the
know
potted
that.
gardens are great too. I think I'd
Mhm.
rather do that in
Yeah.
a way. You know.
So I know that you have entered a lot of building shows and stuff like that for because I did a few with you.
competitions. yeah.
Competition stuff. What is your favorite piece you've ever made? Do you have a favorite?
I think I had taken a trip to the Netherlands
Uh-huh.
to learn the European floral design thing. It was
Uh-huh.
so cool because I felt so brave. I'm flying over to Europe. I've never been before, and then when I got there, it was like there was 30 people that had signed up to take these classes. Everybody was there by themselves. Nobody had come along with a companion or a spouse or anything. So when I came back from that trip, there was the builders show at
Right.
Cobo Hall the following
Yeah.
2 weeks later or something. And one of the categories was a European floral design,
Oh,
which I
so
just
which was-
learned how to do.
Right.
So, and I brought the tray home
Mhm.
that I bought there. It was this big ceramic tray.
Right.
So I did this fabulous European. Of course, I took first place.
Good for you.
And another one was at the convention
Uh-huh.
in Dearborn, the
Uh-huh.
Michigan State Convention. You had to choose a country and then make an arrangement that depicted it. So I had the terrarium guys make me a glass pyramid,
Ooh.
and I had papyrus
I remember
greens
that.
coming out of it. So it was Egypt, obviously.
Mhm.
And I took first place for that too.
That's
So
Because it
how
was
many
kind of
first
abstract.
places have you taken?
I don't know, four or
Four
five.
or
yeah.
five, but you've placed in several other.
Yeah.
So you can go to Jim's Florist and have somebody who has that type of background make you an arrentment for the person you love.
Floral
And
artist. I love that.
it's not just what's the word I'm looking for? Just fresh.
Right.
You can do silk and you can do dried
Sure.
and
Yeah.
all that type of stuff,
Yeah.
something that'll last forever.
Well, like the thing with the shoes,
Yeah.
that's all permanent materials.
all
And
permanent.
I just love that thing.
it's fabulous.
I wish somebody else, I've told people, like, if you have
Mhm.
something like that you want memorialized, let's say, bring it to me and I'll make something with it and you'll have it. You
She's
can,
gonna have a line out
you
the
can
door,
enjoy
people are
it.
gonna bring, like, their
I love
Blue
that.
Rutens and-
As it should.
their-
I would
can
love to
enjoy it.
see a resurgence of the flower shop. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I would love to, because the kids come in here and they're coming in and they're coming to vintage stores because they don't want to buy stuff at
they don't want to buy some cookie cutter
That-
thing that
not
everybody
just-
else has.
or that falls apart within a
Right,
year.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, they are going back to nostalgic and meaningful gifts.
And
so
stuff
Yeah.
flowers should
sturdy
be the
things,
same.
and flowers should be the same, because I can tell you my mother I don't have to buy her anything other than flowers. That's all she ever wants. She just wants flowers in her house all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would do that, but she lives 2,000 miles away. And
Maybe you have to do one of those style of flower things.
well, I did one where you paid, but I didn't mind the arrangements she was getting, but I would so rather you make them or somebody up there
A little
make
more
them. So
personalized,
when I'm
yeah,
there
yeah.
next week, I may find some place, because the
Yeah.
one place I did
You
have,
should,
the
when you're
designer
there,
left.
snoop around and find a really good shop, and then you'll know who to call.
Yeah,
you know,
because it's difficult.
And you can talk to them and say, "My mom lives near
Right.
here. I'm calling from
Yeah.
Michigan. This is
I've
what I
done
like.
that, yeah,
This is
I've
what I
Yeah.
done
like."
that, yeah, I've done that.
Once
Yeah.
you've got a
Probably
personal contact with somebody, then
Exactly.
The hotel staff would probably know too, because if it's a nice hotel and they've got big arrangements,
usually
in
have
the
a florist.
Yeah.
in the
Actually, we
check-in
are staying in
area,
a hotel this time. I had to break it to my
They
mom.
might be able to tell
But
you who they get theirs from in the
Sure.
area.
well,
Sure.
the package I bought included the hotel. If I didn't want the hotel, then it was back up to the regular price.
Oh well.
So I said, well, sorry, we're just getting a hotel. But I know all the places around my mom, so I'll find a place.
Yeah,
But
find something cool.
because she doesn't even care about, I mean, the vases are cute and stuff, but she just wants the smell of the flowers, the brightness of the flowers. That makes her feel
They
good.
really
Sure.
are a cheerful thing to have in the house.
They
Like,
are.
It's really
So,
nice.
They've
I-
done studies. It lifts people's moods in a measurable way.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
So I ask you guys, and my mom's probably watching, but hi, Mom. I can't see because you're probably on my page. And go to Jim's Florist. What is your phone number?
586-978-1004.
That is also on all the images I posted and will be at the end of the time. Can you type
And
it
we
in?
have a website too if people want to order
Can they
online.
order through? Oh, okay. And that is jimsforest.net. Jimsforest.net, not .com.net. And you can order online. Pop in.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason. Thanks
Pop-
for having me.
No, we're not done yet.
We're
are
not
we?
done yet?
Oh yeah, we
I
are.
thought that's what
So-
the music was for.
No, the music was because he put up your video to
Oh,
show the
yeah.
amount.
Okay.
So but we are coming close. These are beautiful. This will go up to the counter.
Okay. Good.
These are absolutely beautiful.
I want that container when you're done with it, though.
Oh,
I love that.
oh, okay. I'll set it.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
save it
very
for you
cool.
because we have some other ones over there too. If you
Yeah,
guys
that
want to
was
come in
really
and
pretty.
try it for yourself, we look for these as well as the loose ones like that are these. And then we have some vases over there that actually have them already in it.
Yeah.
But or try at home a hand bouquet. I
Yeah.
got pretty good at those.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I can't wait to have some of your stuff in my store.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
gonna be really fun.
And then,
Yeah.
you know, and don't think if somebody passes away, if I passed away, which we all do at some point, but if I passed away, I would love for somebody to go and do something crazy as a floral arrangement for my casket spray or
to
for
represent
something.
your
I
personality.
don't want
and
just
stuff,
I want the representation of my personality.
right.
I would like you know, maybe
Wild.
some DVDs. What'd you say?
Wild and crazy.
Wild and crazy. Use props.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
right.
mean?
That's what I really enjoy doing too. It really personalizes things.
Absolutely. I remember a fishing one you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? With the fishing lures and stuff
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
I thought that was
really well.
I
A
did a
great idea.
casket cover one
They're
time.
really pretty sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did a casket cover with a whole rack of antlers.
Antlers.
of a deer.
Yeah.
Yep. These, I mean, it's the last expression of the person who you're
That's it.
you're
And when people
burying.
gripe about the money, I always say, you know what? It's the final gift.
and the
You can
racks,
cancel Christmas.
it's the final great
Yeah.
gift. And you get to take something home.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get to take those racks home and hang them and think of them every day.
Yeah.
So
Well, and this is a great embodiment of
Yeah, exactly.
life.
A
It's
personal
Exactly.
statement.
It's the
Yeah.
opposite after.
yep.
You know,
And when you're when the person who's handling the funeral says, "Oh, we can take care of that," say, "Thank you, I appreciate that, but I'm going to go to a small business."
Yeah,
and do
whether
it."
you go to my shop or any shop, I
Yeah.
really encourage people to, you know, find a florist and,
Yeah.
and buy your floral things there, especially for important occasions
Exactly.
like that. Yeah.
Jim's Florist on Mound Road, just south of Chicago.
Correct.
And you can pull into the subway and bring me a sandwich. So we've got Autorama this weekend.
mhm.
Have you been to Autorama?
Not for years.
Not
yeah,
for
it's been
years.
a long, long time.
Yeah, it's the same
Okay.
as it was then. We have interviews with Dave Marchione. We've got 2 this time. We're going to be doing his car downstairs and his car upstairs in the cavalcade of cars. Also, Dead Pedal Dust Up. We're going to meet with Justin and Corianne, and we're going to talk about their nonprofit event that they do every year, twice a year now, where they donate to the children's hospitals.
Oh.
And it's a pinup show, a car show, it's a party with bands and everything up in Saginaw. And it's twice this year. So we're going to be talking to them as well as with Randy Wolfman Adams, who is the Shiny Rust Promotions. We're going to be talking with him because they've started their car shows and it's going to be phenomenal. We also have Fanny Bruiser, Vehicle City Vixens, who we'll be talking to. And then, of course, we will talk to last year's Autorama, Queen of Autorama, and this year, whoever takes the crown. So I'm excited.
Lot of stuff.
And they are going to be headlining our float in the St. Clair Shores Memorial Day Parade.
Oh, wow.
So you'll have to come to that.
Oh,
It's a lot of fun.
absolutely. Now
We
that I
have-
live in the area,
Yes.
I'm going to check
Right,
it
you're
out.
right.
We were in it last year, won 3rd place.
That's wonderful.
I know, it was crazy. Anyways, thanks for watching and stay tuned. We will be going live on Saturday from time to time, as well as there will be a recorded version of this going out afterwards. And then Tuesday we have
Next week we have my friend Trey, who owns Black Vault Gaming.
Yep.
Also just down Harper, a little bit
Yep.
south of 9.
Yeah.
So he is
When we're saying gaming, we're saying Magic, Pokemon,
tabletop gaming.
tabletop gaming,
So
gaming.
Magic the Gathering, Pokemon,
Yep.
Yu-Gi-Oh! They do have some vintage video game
Yep.
consoles and games there, but
And I'm going to drill him on what he thinks of the evolution of children's games as we grow.
It's exciting, well, because
Because it's not just children either.
People come here and we get asked for old like Magic and
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon cards, but people also think that we have the new stuff.
No,
too,
we
because
don't.
we have a toy
Mhm.
section and whatever. So we tend to refer down there.
Yep.
But he can kind of tell us about the changes of tabletop gaming
Yep.
over the years. And he's another small business in St. Clair.
Yep. So anyways, so we will see you next Tuesday. And